Hey everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas. So if you've not seen one of these videos, at the beginning of the year, I asked my best friend in real life to give me 24 books that she wanted me to read for whatever reason. And so she emailed my husband a list and he put them all in this jar. So we are down to 2. It is, as you're seeing this, it's December 23rd, which is Christmas Eve. We call it Christmas Adam because it's before Eve. You get it? Not that funny, but I hope it's an awesome day. As I'm filming this, it's November 30th, so it is Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, and Thanksgiving weekend just hits different. Like, I really think it might be my favorite weekend of the year because, like Christmas, it depends what day it's on and all that kind of stuff, like how much time you get off work, and it's the end of the season, whereas Thanksgiving weekend is the beginning of the season. Everything is fun, exciting, shopping starts, all the Christmas festivities start, and so it's been a great weekend. We also had our first snow this morning, and so it just feels like a festive holiday. So today is Saturday. We are in get it done mode, and so just been cleaning, organizing, planning. Tomorrow is the first day of Advent, so planning that kind of stuff, and that's what we've been doing. I hear the baby crying in the background, so let's go ahead and pick. Go ahead and pick so we can go get to her. We've got What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu. What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu. Okay, let me see. Pull up the old Goodreads and see what that is. What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu. A memoir of healing from complex trauma. So you guys know I love nonfiction. I love memoirs. This was a Goodreads Choice Award nominee for Best Memoir of 2022. So let's see. Stephanie Fu investigating a little understood science behind complex PTSD and how it shaped her life. So there's a really long synopsis, but I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, totally unexpected. Never heard of this at all, which I don't know how. But it sounds really, really good. So yeah, I am going to go feed the baby, maybe do a little workout. I'm pretty much done. I got all the girls' Christmas decorations for their rooms, like new sheets and blankets and pillows and all the things. And so we've kind of Christmasified rooms, and I haven't done mine yet, so I need to do mine because Target had $16 sheets, and so that was a great deal. And like sheet sets, not just sheets, but sheet sets. So that's great. Yeah, so that's everything. I will check in when I've read some of this book.
And I'm burned by the morning light. I make the same mistake more than twice. Same song, but brand new dance. I wear out my third tech.
Hey everyone, so I am here to update you on this book because I've started it. So let's just back up. I feel like I need a minute to like woosah and think about all the things I want to tell you because I have been thinking of things all day, but we're sitting in the chair where this is our little recliner that my grandma gave us. And this is where I spend so many hours of my day right now because Mabel is nursing all the time. And yeah, so this is where I am. This is what we get. Let's think about what we're going to talk about. So, What My Bones Know, I think is what it's called, right? This is kind of a similar concept. Like, it's a memoir, but it's kind of a similar concept to, What My Bones Know. Yep. To like The Body Keeps the Score. So this is about a girl who was raised in a very abusive house, and her mother especially, but really both of her parents were really abusive. And so the trauma that she endured and kind of now as an adult, how that impacts her. And man, it is heavy and it is like hard. I mean, it was awful, especially as I'm sitting here with my kids, like just knowing that there are parents that treat their kids this way is heartbreaking. And I'm a third of the way through, and so far we're seeing kind of the negative repercussions of the trauma as she's an adult and like as her parents are no longer in her life and all of that. And I'm not sure, like some of it has had some applicable outside of just her point as far as like you need help. She's talking about like some OCD tendencies and stuff, I think, and different things like that, that like you're not going to break out of trauma without processing. And she's talking about EMDR and other forms of therapy. And she references The Body Keeps the Score, which is a nonfiction that I just read last month. And that was just interesting because talking about the different like physiology of people who have endured different kinds of trauma, whether it's one-time trauma like a natural disaster, or if it's chronic trauma like being raised in an abusive house, whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I am not enjoying it because it's a really heavy story that I'm not seeing light from yet, but I am interested to see where it goes. And like there's been times in her life where she feel like she's like recovered, and then something happens and the triggering event kind of spirals her. So far, I'm like really liking this. And I asked my best friend why she picked this because I've done terrible at like getting those voice memos, but she switched jobs. I was talking in earlier vlogs about how she worked for the Department of Health, and now she's back to being a professor. So she's working at a university. And just by the time I got her response, I feel like it was always really far. And so, yes, that's why I've kind of stopped on that. But she said it was something she just really, really wanted to read because healing from trauma is something that is hard, and something that is any insight will help. So life-wise, it is December 4th, and so we are 4 days into Advent, and I meant to take a video this morning and make this super aesthetic, but it just didn't happen because every morning I don't know, have I talked about, we're doing a thing called Finding Jesus, and it's got a Jesus stuffed doll. And every morning there's a puzzle piece that you put in his little pocket, and then you hide Jesus around the house. They find the puzzle piece. We read a verse from the nativity story, and they put the puzzle piece in. And so you'll see the whole story, the whole scene in the puzzle when we're done. So, yeah, I was going to video me doing that and stuff, but I woke up and my kids we made paper chains yesterday for like countdowns, for the countdown to Christmas, and they had left paper all over the place. And so I like started the day in a frustration, cleaning up paper scraps. So nothing aesthetic going on over here, but we're doing that. And then we have a kindness ornament, and it's from Santa from the North Pole. And you scan a QR code, and every day Santa has a video challenge for the kids, a kindness thing. So far we have said nice things to each other, specifically our siblings. We've written notes to people to express gratitude, and we've one day was a make messes disappear, which was the first day, and they were really excited about that. We have not watched it yet today because my requirement on school days is that we do school before we watch Santa. So yeah, now they are at gymnastics. We just went to the chiropractor. I took all 4 to the chiropractor, and now my husband's got the big 3 at gymnastics, and we're just dodging and weaving, trying to do all the things. Let's see. Otherwise, this week I got my 6-week checkup because the baby is 6 weeks old, and all is well. Tomorrow I start pelvic floor therapy, and one of my kids starts back up physical therapy, and so that's going to be just another thing to juggle, but really great. Gosh, I knew there was a bunch of things I wanted to talk about. I would love to show you our house like all Christmasified, but again, it's mass chaos here. Adjusting to 4, like especially the past couple days. We've got a lactation consultant coming tonight because Mabel's just struggling to like get a good latch, whatever. I won't get too deep into that. And so we are doing that, and feeds take a really long time right now. So we're doing that. And yeah, my house has definitely suffered, and that's about it. So I think that's it. There was so much more I wanted to say, and I can't think of any of it. So if I think of it, I'll hop back on. If not, I'll talk to you when I have more to say about this book. Hey everyone, here we are back in the nursing chair. It's the next day, and I have finished this book, and I am not sure what to rate it because My enjoyment was not high. I did not enjoy this book. Honestly, it kind of gave me my own mental health spirals where I was wanting to get it done quickly because it was a really unpleasant experience. So the book, like I said, is she does not have OCD tendencies. I think that's from a different book that I was reading, but she has complex PTSD from being raised in an abusive household, and we like learn about what all happened. It was mostly emotional and mental, not as much physical, but both. And it was just like her whole life she has been fighting to overcome this complex PTSD, and it's hard. She's trying everything. She is trying absolutely everything, and yet she's still triggered and it's still flaring. And so I think it's really important. It normalizes kind of those things, and that it's not a brokenness or anything in her, and that it is something to keep working on. Goodness gracious, girls, back up please. And anyway, obviously there's a lot going on here, but like I said, it kind of felt very hopeless, very bleak, very depressing, because she was severely depressed. And it does come around with a message of self-compassion and just gentleness with yourself and curiosity. Where did these feelings come from? What is going on? So curiosity and self-compassion is something that's huge. Like, I feel like that is a huge thing. Oh, you never know what you're going to get in these vlogs. But anyway, those are most of my thoughts. Like I said, just the bleak depressingness of it. I don't think 6 weeks postpartum is a good time, especially when you're already an anxiety sufferer. I don't think that's the best time to listen to this or read it, but it's a really important story. Her family is of Chinese descent, and they are from Malaysia. And so I loved the discussion around culture and cultural expectations and stereotypes of Asians in general. And just like she was able to, once she was a little bit older and had a little bit more perspective, she was able to look like at generational trauma and what might have happened to her parents to make them kind of the way they were. Not that it excuses anybody, but that conversation was really interesting. And like I said, I like the overall message of like self-compassion and grace and curiosity. And so I think it was a really important read. I just think it was the wrong time for me to read it. And the sentences are also kind of short and staccato. And so with the kind of depressing tone of it, it just was a lot. But interesting memoir for sure, and a very important story to be told. So that is everything. We'll see you tomorrow for Christmas Eve.